another first here for the Life Along the Streetcar. We get to add to our muralist library of archives here because we have the Pen Macias joining us today. I'm so excited.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, your name has popped up a lot recently because of the involvement with the 250 plus celebration and your beautiful mural on the side of the street taco.
Thanks.
But you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During I actually first started creating murals when I was 15. I went to an arts magnet school, so that's where I got like my skill set. And then my parents were like really chill hippies, and they just let me create murals everywhere around their house. And now my kids are like, "Can we paint a mural?" And I'm like, "No." Anyway, but then I really started doing it like commercially during COVID. I created a mural in my house, and then it like was pretty popular on like I just posted it on my personal account, and then I had friends that were like, "Come paint for us," and then suddenly like people I didn't know were commissioning me, and then I was like made a business account, and then suddenly I was getting like business, and it was like maybe a couple of years in, I suddenly was like, do I do this? This isn't my hobby anymore. Like, this is what I do now. So it was never like my intention to be a business owner, but I guess when it's just like your passion and your, calling in life, it just kind of like unfolds like that.
So were murals just the thing always, or do you do portrait? Do you do other things, or what led into the murals? Because that's like a big step from, I'm not going to do anything. Oh, let's just paint big walls.
Well, that's always sort of been like my favorite way to express myself, because it's so, I guess like the giantness of a mural like is really invigorating. I like love the challenge of like taking a humongous space and then creating a humongous piece of artwork. But yeah, I pursue literally any avenue of creativity. If there's room to be creative, I'll do it.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess creating murals just sort of like turned into the main squeeze.
And then when you're doing these, I know I've talked to different muralists, and the method is always a little bit different. But what's your thought process from, like, how do you get it to that scale? Do you draw it out and then just freehand it? How do you figure out how to get from what's in your head to the wall, or does it just you just know how to do it?
I have to start with taking a picture of the space. And I also like to sit in the space and sort of get a feel for like the energy and the vibe. And then I'll literally draw the design onto the picture. So it kind of like,
sure.
Then it's really like a one-to-one, like, the exact proportions of this wall is what I've used as my canvas. And then, exactly like every muralist has ever said, the act of getting it from the paper onto the wall is going to really depend on the space. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like creating a doodle grid or a regular grid or counting bricks or using a projector. But the newest thing is using an Oculus.
No way.
I love it.
No way. I never thought about that.
It's so rad to use virtual reality to pin it on the wall in the Oculus, and then you just see your design on this wall and you just draw it on.
While you're wearing the Oculus?
It's rad. It's so fun.
Gosh, I want to do murals now just for that. That should be an entire my head's spinning about this whole mural experience now that people can have.
Yeah, it's like the latest thing in public art is.
Look at that breaking news here on Life Along the Streetcar. We are trendsetters here talking about the latest things. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, but we don't have a lot of breaking news here, so this is exciting.
It's huge.
Oh my gosh. Then I guess when I was doing a little bit of research for this interview, which I don't do a lot, but I did some, and I saw you with a photo from, I think it was 2020 or 21, and I remember the piece when it came out, but didn't realize it was yours. It was like the cover of the rider guide
Yeah.
for Tran, and I remember seeing that when it came out. I thought, oh my gosh, this is fabulous, because it had the bus and like all this iconic Tucson around it, and I was like, that's like a framed art piece right there, and it's on the cover of the bus guide. I had it for a while, but I don't have it anymore.
Oh wow.
But that goes back to like COVID days. So.
Yeah, and that was what was really nice during COVID, was all the extra time I had because we were just stuck at home. And so the Tran had put out, like, they wanted a piece of art for the cover of their ride guide, and I had so much time. So I really, like, just let my creative, energy just, like, I just went, like, just had fun creating it. And then they reached out and they were like, we like your art. And they put it on the guide. And then every, like, couple years, they do a run of stickers of it.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah, that was a really fun project Tran did.
And it's probably visible somewhere on your Instagram or something. I hope people check it out, because it really is like a really good representation of Tucson, with obviously the bus as being a central piece of it, but the rest of the piece is really iconic Tucson.
Oh, thanks. No. That's really cool. You really dug into the archives with that project.
It just popped up, and I was like, I know that piece.
That's cool.
So then, are you from Tucson? Did you grow up here?
So I actually, when I was 19, I grew up in Alabama. Okay. When I was 19, I came to Tucson to sort of just go figure out what I want to do with my life. I had a friend here. I was going to stop here for a little while and then go do something else. And then I just loved our city. Mm-hmm. I think I remember rolling into Fourth Avenue, days after I got to town. And it's so colorful and artistic and creative. And I literally was like, I'm at home. Mm-hmm. And so I just love Tucson. It's a top tier city. It's so diverse. There's so much cool culture. It's so artistic. People are enthusiastic for art here. And then, look, that's been 20 years and I'm still here.
That's a short stop. I can relate. I came out for a couple of years in '93, so.
Really?
Yeah, I'll see what happens. Interesting. Yeah, Fourth Avenue. I can see, you said earlier you grew up with the Free Spirit family. Fourth Avenue seems to be like, oh, I'm home.
Exactly.
I'm home.
Exactly. It felt like I was at home. It was, I just, I can visually, I can picture the day I rolled into Fourth Avenue and, was like, oh, this is where I'm meant to be. Mm.
Yeah. And and you did work for them, too, if I remember. You did. Yeah. I think I saw that, too, yeah.
Yeah. And that was, such a cool, full circle moment when the Historic Fourth Ave Coalition reached out to me. I've done a few projects for them. And then in Pop Cycle, I do a lot of work for them. They're just amazing humans there. And so it was a full circle moment that I was like, I literally live here in this community because of this street. Oh and now my art is, part of it.
That is fantastic. And your art pops up in interesting places too. I've seen it on some of the the electric boxes in downtown. It's not really painted on, it's a wrap. Yeah. But you design the wrap.
Yeah, that's I think a new trend in public art is
another new trend.
Trend.
Look at us.
In I've done them in Chandler and Phoenix. There's a lot of, that's kind of a new thing. Flagstaff is doing it right now. I'm not part of that project, but they take what would be bland, boring utility boxes, and then artists create digital art that they print on vinyl and install it, and it holds up for a couple years. But what I love about utility boxes is the unique shape of it. You can create something that's interactive, or it's something different than a wall. So one of the one I did by the bus stop over here, it's a Gila monster and a Packrat, because there was this weird little hub box, and so I was like, it's a sidecar. So they're riding on not a motorcycle, what's
a tandem bike, or
the
a dune bug, a four-run. I'm picturing
anyway.
I'm picturing the box, but I don't remember the vehicle that they're in.
Yeah, it's like a oh my gosh.
And then he's in like the sidecar.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in the sidecar.
Yeah, and so
along.
it's like a 360 view. If you look on the side, you see the side of the Gila monster. If you look on the back, you see the back of it.
Okay.
And so it's like a cool dynamic that you'd never get with painting on a wall. Like you can see 360, like you can see every side of it. So I thought it'd be cool for it to, interact where it's almost like a 3D,
And that was what I was going to get to, is that it's not just a piece of artwork that's been put onto vinyl. It's custom designed and fits the space. And there's a few others that other artists have done as well. And it's really creative how they use all the little nooks and crannies and
Yes.
make that as part of their vision. It's really interesting how that works.
Yeah,
You creatives.
That's yeah, that was a really, really cool project. I think the Arts Foundation spearheaded that with Downtown Tucson, and they just reached out to 5 or 6 artists to create.
Well, they're fun, and that one's right on the corner of, it's easy to see, it's on the corner of Congress and 6th and right in front of the Ronstadt bus station, so it's right there, and if you get stopped for the light, just look to the right and you'll see it.
Yeah, and
That's
they
really
actually
cool.
had asked me to write a bio about the artwork, and so I made a Dr. Seuss style poem about these 2 friends that are stuck in traffic they're commuting through downtown, and they're stuck at that light. It's almost like the idea is that they're part of the commute.
Yeah, they're traveling through and just hanging out at that light. It's been a long light for them. Where do we find the poem?
That is such a good question.
All right, we'll track it down.
I'll have to find the.
We'll put it on Facebook if we can find it.
I think if you're at the utility box, there's a QR code you can scan that will take you to it.
Okay.
And then I did another utility box in that same project. I think that's over by El Charo, the steakhouse that El Charo has.
Okay.
And it's a saguaro hotel.
Yeah.
That has little,
I didn't realize that was yours. I've seen that. That's another fun one. It's a little taller.
Yeah.
So the saguaro fits perfectly there.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the same process. I sat with the utility box and figured out what is the utility box interested in being.
Fantastic. And then, well, you've got a new one now that, as we're recording this, it's just before, but when this airs, it'll be just after the unveiling of the 4 250-plus murals. We had Janie on talking about it, and we've had Ignacio talk a little bit about it. But how cool is it that you were one of the 4 muralists that was selected to represent this huge milestone in our history?
I can't express how honored I felt when Janie called me about that project. And Ignacio is my good friend. He's almost a mentor to me. I love Ignacio. And so he had connected Janie to me on that project. And that was the honor of a lifetime. What an honor. I love this city so much. And so it was just so wonderful to get to be a voice in that project. And the mural has a cowgirl riding off the wall. And as I really researched Tucson, there's actually a really cool footprint of women who kind of created our culture here. Mm-hmm. There's so a lot of the street names are named after women. There was this fashionista, I want to say her last name was Porter, and she kind of created a creative scene downtown.
Seal Peterson. Is that, or is it?
Yes. Not Porter. Can we cut the... Wow, you have a sharp history. Yes, yeah. So she created kind of an art scene downtown in the 20s, I think.
Yeah, she was for several decades, but she's just a huge influence in Tucson.
Yeah, exactly. In the culture, we were kind of a hub for fashion here because of her, and we have a female mayor, and so I kind of wanted my piece to sort of celebrate women in Tucson. There's a lot of the diversity in the culture and art we have here is because women really shape that. So
One of the things I found most interesting about it, and people can find this, it's on, what is it? Is it on Church Street? What street is it on? It's
Church and Congress,
yeah.
yeah.
So, and it's just on the west side of the wall where the street taco is. And you got to check it out if you didn't go to the unveiling. But I was going by, and we do a tour. And this is part of we drive by, so saw you working on it a few times, and then I'm watching you get finished, and you've got like a 1930s style car, sort of representing that John Dillinger days. You got Hotel Congress, Fox Theater, like this car's driving off, and I look, and in the distance, at the very end of this mural, you have a mural inside of your mural, and you're paying respect to Joe Padgett as you have his Desert Colossus, the big saguaro, stuck in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this might be the first mural I've seen that's actually incorporating another mural.
So meta. Yeah, that was actually really funny. So I originally had that last chunk of this design just placed in the 30s. And then in my research, I ended up putting landmarks from that actually never would be seen at the same time. You'll see the Fox Theater, that blade is from, I want to say, the 50s or the 60s. All of these landmarks are from different times. And then I had this idea that we should have something that kind of nods to our modern skyline. And I actually was with Joe and his wife Lenka at the time, and I was like, would you be okay with me putting your mural in the mural? And Joe is the chillest, funnest human, and he was like, that's hilarious, I love it. So so I just I just put his mural in my mural, and I feel like it sort of honors the public art we have here.
Absolutely.
Joe did a lot to create a culture of public art, and that's given a lot of opportunities to other artists. So I feel like it's fitting for a mural he created to sort of be represented in a mural that celebrates Tucson.
How do we find more about you? What are your handles on the social media and the Facebook and the websites? How do we get a hold of you?
I'd best be seen on Instagram at The Desert Pen.
Okay. That's the best place to find you.
Yes.
All right. We're going to have you back because we just barely scraped the surface. You have so much positive energy. This is so fun. And I didn't even get to talk about what my surprise question was going to be, which is because I've seen a few different interviews from you, and apparently you have a thing for earrings.
Oh my gosh. How'd you know that?
Because you've got different interviews, and you always have, your earrings are always just so present. And then if you got to see the video because you come in with these beautiful turquoise earrings. So I'm like, I have to ask that question. We don't have time.
Oh my gosh. I am screaming that you picked up on that because that's so intentional. When I'm in a setting where I'm a little intimidated or I don't know what to expect, I wear humongous earrings as a distraction.
Okay. Well, you did great. I appreciate your time. Just excited to see. I think this is a springboard. You're coming into the public consciousness, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more work from you.
Wow, cool. That's such an honor. Thank you. Thanks.